Kia ora, a wet and windy afternoon across the South Island, but on the horizon, high pressure brings a much more settled spell of weather in time for the weekend. To get there though, we have still got this band of wet weather moving northwards across the South Island today. Some heavy rainfall across those western parts of the country and some stronger winds, particularly in places like the Canterbury High Country and around the likes of Cook Strait. For the North Island, just seeing that cloud thickening up through the afternoon with some patchy drizzle arriving later on and turning to rain as we head through the night time. Now we have got some heavy rain warnings and some strong wind warnings down across the South Island. The ones for places like the Westland and crossing towards the headwaters of Canterbury for that heavy rainfall running through to about 7 p.m. this evening. And on the other side of the hills out towards the Canterbury area, we've got some strong wind warnings there and running through till 7 p.m. as well. Now overnight tonight, that wet weather moves on towards the North Island, brings a bit of a wet start today across the North Island there. Clearer skies return across many parts of the South Island through the night time. We'll still find though some showers running through in towards Southland and perhaps around even in as far as the Otago Peninsula and Dunedin, but generally an improving story for the South Island. Just a few showers perhaps still with us for Christchurch just to start the day. In terms of our temperatures overnight, where we keep that cloudy, wet weather, it's milder. So across the North Island, many of us will find our nighttime temperatures around about double digits, 10 degrees Celsius or thereabouts, 8 degrees in Wellington. But on the South Island, with those clearer skies and that cold air already pushing up towards us, we'll find our temperatures back down to much colder single digits in the early hours of the morning for Friday. Now for Friday, the South Island is the place to be, some clearer skies and some better weather. You can see that wet weather clears across the North Island as we head through the daytime, leaving behind some clearer skies, especially across the western side of the North Island. We'll always keep more cloud, I think, around this eastern side, a few showers sticking with us as well. And you can see with a bit more of that southwesterly feed across New Zealand, we'll find a bit more cloud pushing back in towards the western side of the South Island and a few showers clipping the likes of Buller out towards, say, Westport and Cape Foulwind as we head through the daytime. So we are going to find that the North Island starts off with this wet weather across us. Perhaps for Wellington, it's starting to clear away in the very early hours of the morning. But by places like Auckland, a wet morning, particularly for around about lunchtime, with that rain taking its time to clear away. As we head through and towards the afternoon, you can see the skies clearing up across Taranaki and in towards most of Manawatu. There'll be more cloud though around these eastern areas with a few showers lingering around the higher parts of the hills. But by night time, many of us should be in for some clearer skies, even places like Auckland, I think, seeing the cloud breaking up pretty nicely as we head through the afternoon. In terms of our temperatures, daytime highs still back to around about 17 degrees Celsius for Auckland there. But what I think we'll find will be a much cooler night as we head through and towards the early hours of Saturday, especially compared to that relatively mild start today on Friday. Temperatures back down towards freezing for those central areas, even down towards Wellington. 5 degrees Celsius in the city and head up in towards some of those valleys nearby. There'll be a cooler night as well and a cold and perhaps even frosty start for some of us as we head on into Saturday. Down on the South Island, well, you have your wet weather through most of Thursday, and Friday is looking like a dry day. A few early showers around the likes of the Banks Peninsula area in towards Christchurch, and you can see we'll keep hold of these showers down south with that cold air. Distinctly wintry feel to some of them first thing. Down to, was that snow, perhaps down to around about 300 or 400 metres in parts of Southland and Otago, perhaps low enough to bring a bit of a flurry of snow about the tops of, say, the Milford Road, perhaps even up in towards the Crown Range Road. So worth keeping in mind for those higher roads further south. But you can see for many spots through Canterbury and up towards Marlborough, even in towards the Tasman district, many spots will stay fine and dry through the daytime. A bit more in the way of cloud around those eastern areas and a few showers, most of them flirting with the coast, but staying generally offshore. But worth keeping a close eye on those as well. Most of the shower activity, I think, will be down south. And even here, those showers will retreat towards the coast as we head through the evening time. Not brilliantly warm, it has to be said. Highs in Christchurch of only 13 degrees Celsius. And clear skies, cold air over us through the night time means the return of some fairly frosty conditions as we head through towards Saturday. But I said, high pressure with us for the weekend, and it is looking to stick around through and towards the start of next week as well. And that translates to some much more settled conditions. The winds are a lot lighter, generally a dry story for many of us as we head through and towards Saturday. There's the centre of the high there. You can see a touch more cloud across those western and perhaps southern facing coasts. And it's Not out of the question we'll still catch a few showers there, but for most of us as we head through Saturday, it's a dry day, and that high pressure builds further across us in time for Sunday as well. Don't forget, clocks go forward in the early hours of Sunday morning there, but it is looking like a fine start to summertime. Plenty of clear sky, plenty of dry weather, just a touch more cloud, particularly about those western areas. And as I say, high pressure at least sticking with us into Monday as well. And that's it from me. There's more at metservice.com.